Seeking English S.A.T. Workbook, page 463, problem 3. I'm sorry I told you to go on to this problem if you didn't have a book, because with this one I'm also not going to put it on the board because, my drafting skills are not great. It says the complete graph of function f is shown in the xy plane above. For what value of x is the absolute value of f of x at its maximum? F of x being y, which means, in this case, whichever point in the y dimension is furthest from the x-axis, either up or down, is the one that we're interested in terms of identifying that point. Once we've identified that point, we want to look at the x value, which is going to be one of these four answers. A, B, C, and D is -3, -2, 4, and 6. And I'll tell you what the points are on the graph. On the graph, the first point, left to right, is -3, comma 2. Second point is -2, comma -6. Third point is 4, comma 1, and the last point is 6, comma 5. You can go ahead and draw that if you want to, or if you have a book, just look in the book. But again, what we're interested in ultimately finding is the x value for a point, but we're going to identify that point first by looking at the y value for that point in terms of its distance from the x-axis, which is a measure of absolute value. Now, three of these points are above the x-axis, so if you don't understand how absolute value works, you're probably going to pick one of those. You probably pick the last one, which is 5. Okay, that's 6, 5, and since they have used 6 as both an x-coordinate and a y-coordinate in the graph for two different points, it's potentially confusing. But let's look at the absolute values. Point -3, comma 2, the absolute value of y is 2. Okay, so absent anything else, you would pick that. But no, you have to compare it to the others first. Second point was -2, comma -6. The absolute value of -6 is 6, and that is a larger absolute value than the previous one. So even though this is the one point that's lowest, that's below the x-axis, it has the higher or greater absolute value for the y dimension. Going on, next one is 4, comma 1. The absolute value of y is 1, so that is smaller than either of those other two. And the last one, which a few of my students have picked, not understanding the problem, at 6, comma 5 has the highest height above the x-axis for the y value. So that has an absolute value of 5, but that's not what we want. We want the greatest absolute value. Okay, the greatest absolute value on this graph is at the lowest point. That's the greatest distance from the x-axis, so that is absolute value of 6. 6 is one of the answers, but hold on. That's not what we're looking for. Okay, we're looking for the x value at that point. At that point, okay, the y value is -6, the x value is -2. So the correct answer is B, -2. Correct answer is not D, 6. And I'm trying to think how you can come up with either of those other answers. I don't know. It seems like they could have made it a tiny bit harder. Maybe not. Maybe not.